Hello friends, today we are starting the new topic from the book Learning and Teaching, and that is chapter 2 part 1. So let's continue our topic. So our first topic is models of teaching. So what do you mean by models of teaching? Let's understand it. So models of teaching you can take in two parts. Firstly, in form of some idol, that is like a teacher. Here suppose a teacher comes to you and present herself that what she be going to teach further and what are her goals and achievement for further. Then you can take it as an object, like you present an object or a piece of an object in a smaller form. Later on you tell that the actual thing would be made out of like this. Like some person give you an actual small piece of a dam, and in future he'll make this in a bigger form. So that's what is called an object form, and this is basically model of teaching. So model of teaching is known by that is a way in which we think about teaching, and it is derived from the objective of learning. So when you think about teaching that your main objective is to learn, then you go towards the model of teaching. So it is basically a step. So it is a set of interrelated components. You have various components, and through which you arrange in a sequence, through which you arrange which component to take initially, and then next what, and then next what, and which provide you the guidance, which gives you the guidelines to proceed further and realize to the specific goals, and you achieve your goals. So this is basically model of teaching. You need to remember four things, like interrelated components, you arrange them in the sequence form, and thirdly you get the guidance, and then you achieve your specific goal. These are the four things which you can take in the form of some idol or in the form of some object. So basically we have understood the model of teaching. Next is nature of model of teaching. So what is the nature? Here nature tells us that there is a guide to planning and instructions. We need guiding for planning our instruction. We can't just go and plan our all instructions and guiding things. We just can't go. We need the guidance. We need the research based evidence, foolproof evidence. Just you can't do anything you want to do. You need a solid proof to do anything further. These are the detailed overview how to teach. So you need a detailed thing for to teaching. Role in instructor is very important. The instructor is very important. He needs to be sure what he needs to be teach. He should have the research based equipment, and he should have done the planning and the stuff. So model of teaching considered type of classroom structure is very important. How the classroom is formed, what type is the classroom, how many students are there, so that is very important. Another point is teacher to support students' effort. Teachers should be supported. They should be motivating, encouraging the students to work further like this. It increases the probability to learn certain skills. So when teacher is supporting, you yourself as a learner increase your capabilities, you increase your probability to learn certain skills, and then when you learn certain skills you developed awareness. So all these points are linked. So when you link all these points, you get the nature of model of teaching, which is firstly guiding, then you have to do research, then what is how to teach, what is the role of the instructor, type of the classroom, teacher to support student, increase the probability to learn skills, and develop awareness. One by one there is a point, and every point is connected to the earlier point. Next is assumptions of model of teaching. What all assumptions you can take? The first is you need to make the teaching atmosphere very healthy. If the atmosphere is healthy, children are more motivated to learn many new things. Second is various methods should be used to make teaching simple and clear. It should be easy to understand. It should be quick and flowing, right? It should be simple and clear. There should be an interaction between teacher and student. This is very important. The student should be comfortable to interact with the teacher, and teacher should also be comfortable with the classrooms. So the environment, next point is environmental system. Environmental system is also very important. Here you can take the skills, instructional role, social relationships, type of activities. So these all generates the environment of the students. So how do they constitute in developing a child's behavior or child's learning? That is also very important. So when you have created an environment, you obviously look for a different outcome. So that is what the last point. So these are the assumptions. First is making atmosphere healthy. Then teaching should be clear and simple. There should be an interaction. Environment should be good. And what is the outcome? So when you see all the points, they are also interconnected. So majorly, all in all, the point is everything should be good so that the child could learn quickly and easily. So next point is need of model of teaching. Why do we need the model of teaching? What is so good in it? So if you have the model of teaching, it helps the teaching learning process in a systematic way, because everything is very appropriate and with the guidance. So everything you get in a systematic way. So it helps in developing curriculum for different courses at different levels of educations, right? You have different classes, so every class needs a different kind of education and the curriculum. So you have that with the help of model of teaching. So then third point is guidance to teacher and goals to students. So with the model of teaching, you get teachers are also guided how to teach, what to teach, and it gives a goal to student. When teachers are fully satisfied and confident, students also becomes the same. They can see their goal, what they want to achieve. Fourth point is use of desirable material by the teacher. So when teacher is confident, she uses the desirable material for the students to get in. And lastly, you need to modify both the behaviors. Like when all of things is in right and conductive way, the modification of teacher and student has to happen. There will be a change in transformation in teacher and students behavior all in together. So this was the model of need for the model of teaching. Next is characteristics of like good model of teaching. What are its characteristics? From the last previous slides, we have concluded nature, character, assumptions and need. Now next is characteristics. So characteristics are like a model of teaching is based on certain assumptions, right? Second one is systematic procedure for modifying learners' behavior. Third is specify mechanism, reaction and interaction of students. Obviously, students need to give reaction and interaction with the teacher. If questions are answered by the teacher, so how the teacher behaves. These are the characteristics. Appropriate experiences are also seen that through the students and the teacher. What experiences are they both having from each other? From the learning actually, also influenced by the philosophy of real life. So when real life examples are also taken to understand certain point, or it can be based on humanist, it's the same in like you develop the use for the development of human ability and capabilities, right? Specify learning outcomes. What are the basic learning outcomes to be achieved? It specifies. So I think these are the same points which are repeating again. You just need to be very clear what thing is asked from you. Characteristics are basically the things which are happening between teacher and the students, right? These are the characteristics. So next we move to elements of model of teaching. So first element is focus. Focus is the main content, it's the main objective, central intent. What is your focus? What do you want to achieve? It is the central intent. So the focus revolves around the objectives of the model. which should be very specific and should be clear in your head. What do you want to achieve? Next is structure. So the steps of series of teaching activities are decided, right? So you need to structure them, each of teaching activity, what activity should be performed first and then next. It should be structured in a form. Third is principle of reaction. So here teacher's reaction and student responses are evaluated, how teachers are reacting to the students and how students are responding to the teacher. So this is the basically point, how is their relationship basically. Fourth point is social system, interaction between learner and teacher. We have checked the behavior, we have checked the interaction, how they are responding. Now we are seeing how is their interaction. When both are responding to each other, how is their interaction there. Fourth point is support system, supporting conditions to be implemented. When you have learned the topic, then what all other supports you can implement from what all other sources. This is the support system. And when everything is done, so how will you use the model? That is application in effect. So it is a systematic way. Anything you do in your life, you should know your focus, you should know how to proceed, then you should know what are responses you need to give to anybody and how do you interact with others for this achievement of your goal. Then next, do you need any support system from anywhere else, and how do you use the application which you have achieved. So this is the basically overall element of model of teaching. So next, here we complete the model of teaching. We have covered what is model of teaching, nature, assumption, need, characteristics and elements. The next topic is instructional objective. Instructional, what do you mean by instructional objective? Instructional already refers to giving an instruction, knowing an instruction, guidelines or what to do, how to do. This is what instruction we basically understand. So it is written here, the objective which the student achieve at the completion of particular instruction. Here you have an objective, here you have a student. When objective and student desire combines, you achieve the particular objective. And when you complete the particular instruction, a teacher give you an instruction and you listen that, you know your objective now, and a student try to achieve that. That is basically instructional objective. So what are the main points in it? Firstly, a student should remember what is the field of education, in what thing he is working, what is her or his goal, in which area. Next is, there is a change in the behavior of the child. Obviously, when you work towards something, there is a change, right? Then next is, you need to take certain verbal performances and motor skills. These are the things which you need in your task during the process. And then the terminal performance, the end performance, is where the instructional objectives end. When you achieve the instruction, when you fulfill the instruction, your performance end. It is the terminal. So this was the instructional objective. Next we move to entering behavior. Entering behavior is what? Here you read that there are 2 points which define the entering behavior. First is the earlier behavior of the student. Entering is not entering in the classroom. It is like entering to the area where you are unknown and you are starting to learn something new. That is the entering point, Then, so it includes the earlier behavior of the students. So suppose you're learning a new topic today, and this is the point where you are here and you are going to start to learn the new topic. So the point where you start, that is your entering earlier behavior. That is you earlier. second point is before he enters the teaching process. And second point is before he enters the teaching process, and the point from which the teaching process starts. So that is the single point is called the entering behavior, the point where you're going to start to learn the new topic. That is you. So which includes previous knowledge of the student. What do you have learned till now? That is the previous knowledge. Level of intelligence, what the level of intelligence a student hold. Every student have individual intelligence. How are you motivated and how are your learning abilities? All these things are noticed. So what are the qualities required in the future to acquire more knowledge? So this is the entering behavior, which is a point where you have all these qualities, which are the previous knowledge of the student, level of intelligence, motivation and learning abilities. So here we end our video. So basically we have covered the model of teaching and two topics. One is instructional objective and entering behavior, which are very easy. Just by recognizing the words, you could write about it now. I've explained in deep and I am sure I am helped you to understand it more correctly. If not, please write in the comments what are the faults, which are you finding difficult. I tried to make the presentation very simple and in short so that you could learn it quickly. So if you liked my presentation, please like, share and subscribe my channel so that I could give you more such type of videos for your learning. Thank you.